Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Clouds taking off, and that's going to leave us with a lot of sunshine tomorrow, but probably not doing us any favors tonight.
4-year-old girl was mauled to death by a newly purchased dog inside of her own home. Tonight, a grieving father is speaking out with a message for other parents.
But first, arrested again. Police nabbed the man who they say spray painted this threat on a wall for a second time in as many days. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. A bizarre 24 hours in this saga seems to have come to an end.
But now the case is exposing some tension between Detroit Police Chief James Craig and the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Let's get to Steve Garagiola. Steve, the chief says this guy should have never been let go in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's no question the police and the prosecutors are teammates with regard to law enforcement. They try to always work together towards that end. But like any team, sometimes teammates disagree with each other. And right now, these teammates are not too happy with the other. The threat was clear. Kill police. Kill James Craig.
This is not a threat just about James Craig. This is a threat about all police officers.
Stuart Lewis was first arrested in this house on Friday night. A Wayne County assistant prosecutor declined filing charges, apparently believing that police may not have had evidence that they said they had.
If a prosecutor believes that evidence that the detective says they have and you don't believe that they have the evidence, that's a problem for me.
Lewis was released. Today, Chief Craig says that assistant prosecutor messed up.
The prosecutor assigned to this matter, in my judgment, this was substandard work on the part of this prosecutor.
After a call from Craig to Chief Prosecutor Kim Worthy, that assistant prosecutor has signed off on charges including the threat of terrorism. This afternoon, I spoke with a close friend of the accused who says she believes there is no way that Stuart Lewis would make threats like that.
He's outspoken and he speaks what's on him. He's a man. But the man have compassion in his heart. Everyone that knows him, he's a beautiful being. It's no way he's not that type of person.
As is usually the case, two very different sides to the story. Police went out and arrested that man again this afternoon. He was arrested without incident. He is in custody. He faces several charges, the most serious being a threat of terrorism, which is a very serious felony. Kim and Devin, back to you.
Well, Steve, I guess over to the third side of this argument, back to was this a case where they just felt that there was more evidence that came out and that's why they decided to move forward?
Yeah, no, Chief Craig was adamant about that. He said there was no new evidence between Friday and Sunday, that he believes his detectives presented sufficient evidence for probable cause the very first time, and that this prosecutor didn't accept that, and that was a mess up. And that's what's caused the friction here. For now, it has worked out, and he's been arrested again, but there's definitely some cross signals between the police and the prosecutor.
Pretty extraordinary comments from the chief, no doubt about it. All right, Steve.
Yeah.
Developing right now, Detroit police releasing dramatic security camera video of an armed robbery at a West Side dollar store.
Let's take a look. The man that they're seeking is right here. He pulls out a gun and demands cash. This happened October 16th at the Family Dollar on Grand River near Fullerton Avenue. If you recognize the man or know anything about the crime, call police. 3 boaters rescued after going missing on Lake Erie.
And those boaters are now telling their story. Jesse Perez, Ryan Root, and John Coates were reported missing Sunday evening by concerned family members. The group was last seen boating in Maumee Bay near the Michigan-Ohio border. A search was launched. 13 hours later, the men were found safe in water off the coast of Luna Pier in Monroe County.
It was cold, it was long and uncomfortable. The worst part about it was cold. You know, the situation wouldn't have been so bad if, like I was telling her, in mid-July, like I could have just took my shirt off, hopped in the water, and cut our propeller loose.
The men were rescued when someone in Luna Pier noticed the light coming from a flare that the men lit. They said it was their last one.
Wow.
Some devastating new details to report tonight after a 4.5-year-old girl is killed by the new family dog.
It's awful. Kiana McNeil was killed while playing with the Doberman, or perhaps Doberman mix, this weekend.
Our Priya Mann talked to the parents today. She joins us live now. And Priya, the mother, she was hurt as well.
Kimberly, the mom was hospitalized as she tried to get between her daughter and the dog. Now, the original owner had just dropped the dog off and he was about to leave when the dog attacked. And we spoke to the grieving father today, who's simply devastated with the loss of his only daughter.
She was our world. You know, that's my little baby girl.
Gerald Johnson is clinging to his daughter's memory through videos of the pair doing the little things.
My baby girl will always be loved, and you know, we're going to treasure all the videos and the pictures that we have of her.
4-year-old Kiana McNeil was mauled to death on Sunday at her mother's home just north of Sturgis. The child's mother had purchased a Doberman breed from a person in Illinois. The original owner spent about 45 minutes at the home and was about to leave when the adult dog attacked.
When she saw the dog was attacking her, she basically stepped in and tried to pull the dog off her.
Kiana loved animals. This is a photo with the family's previous Doberman who died of cancer. The little girl dreamed of becoming a veterinarian.
And we were just joking on Facebook about how she was going to become a veterinarian because she loves them, and it's just so ironic that the thing that she loved took her life.
And appreciate the final day.
Gerald even wrote a song for his daughter titled Not Without You. This is a video of them singing it together. Now the grieving father must learn to live without his baby girl.
On her way to doing a lot of things, great things in life, you know, and it's just a tragic loss. And she will be sorely missed.
And the family hopes others will learn from their tragedy. They don't believe there had been enough time with the family to get to know this adult dog. They hope others will maybe take a little bit more time before the original owner will leave, leaving a dog with a new family. The St. Joseph County Sheriff's Department is investigating. Right now, they are not releasing any information on who the original owner is. And at this point, there have been no charges. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Priya, thank you. 3 Detroit firefighters are recovering after being injured today while on the scene of a house fire. That fire broke out shortly after 8 o'clock this morning at a vacant house on Harmon and Brush near John R. One firefighter suffered 2nd to 3rd degree burns to his face. 2 others suffered injuries to the back. At last word, 1 had been treated and released. The cause, though, still under investigation. All right, well, after yesterday's warm-up, we're going to get a big dose of fall reality.
The switch, wasn't it? Yeah, let's bring in Ben. A chilly night ahead.
Yeah, guys, it is no Sunday. That's definitely true. We had the clouds most of the day, and even with this late sunshine, too little, too late, as high temperatures are pretty much where they're at in the 50s, upper 40s here in Pontiac right now. And compared to what we had yesterday, it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we were looking at this time on Sunday afternoon. So tonight, it is going to be a cool night. So we'll continue to watch those skies clear out. That's going to allow temperatures to drop. We'll be at 40 degrees by midnight tonight, but coming up overnight, some temperatures frosty, some near freezing. We'll break those down in your 4-zone forecast. It's all coming up in just a few minutes. Kim?
All right. Thanks, Ben. Well, this is Raymond Mashauer. The 33-year-old Clinton Township man was shot and killed back on October 16th in Dearborn. Well, today, Dearborn police, along with Crime Stoppers, pleading for the public's help to bring his killer to justice. Our Coco McAboy shows us how they're hoping a reward can breathe new life into this case.
The investigation into Raymond Mashauer's death is still ongoing, but police are calling this an odd case, saying families baffled, they're baffled, and they're hoping this cash reward can lead to some answers.
Ray is a son, a brother, and a father to a 3-year-old boy that he's left behind.
Jeffrey Aboud personally knew Raymond Mashauer and is now his family's attorney after Mashauer's unexplainable death.
Ray was a great guy that would do anything for anybody. His family is grieving. They're devastated. They don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this.
Commander David Robinson says their department is now trying to work through 2 major questions surrounding this case. Why?
We're turning every stone. We're looking at everything we possibly can.
And what happened during Mashauer's last hour alive? Police saying he was spotted at around 9 o'clock at night at Vision Lane's bowling alley in Westland. An hour later, he was killed. So they need the public's help filling in that time gap.
There's somebody who's had to see his vehicle Had to see him within that hour, and we're just truly hoping that someone steps forward.
To give police more clues to help solve this perplexing case, and most importantly.
So what we're doing is to try to bring forward some sort of closure for this family and to find the answers for this tragic event.
The family attorney says the family is adding $2,500 to that cash reward, so anyone with information is asked to please contact police. In Dearborn, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
All right, Coco, and the Dearborn Police Department says they've been also going through surveillance video in the area to try to track down more information. If you know anything, please call Crime Stoppers. That number again, 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
An innocent woman killed in what police are calling a case of deadly speed.
New tonight, what happened at this busy Detroit intersection.
Also, shots fired inside a dormitory at this Michigan college, why there's very little to go on in the search for the shooter. Guy?
We know that skilled trades jobs are going unfilled on some huge projects here in the city of Detroit. Here at this technical academy is the best solution to filling those jobs. So why is it running at only 25% capacity?
New at 6.
How high will the investigation go? New details are emerging in the federal probe of alleged dirty politics in Macomb County and its possible impact on the upcoming election.
Also, police rushed to the scene of a hit-and-run crash to find 2 people injured, but the bigger story may be what officers found inside the car that caused it all. That's coming up at 6.
Jobs in the skilled trades are going unfulfilled because so many workers left the industry during the recession.
And one of Detroit's best assets for training skilled trade workers of the future, the Randolph Technical Center, is being ignored. Let's bring in Guy Gordon, who is live at the new Red Wings Arena project where those workers are so desperately needed, Guy.
Oh, they sure are, Devin and Kimberly. I mean, they missed their Detroit hiring goal by 20% here. And when we talked to trade unions on background about that, they said, look, when we get 100 applications from Detroiters, maybe only 5 or 6 will make the grade. Some get weeded out by drug tests. Others just don't have the basic math and other basic skills that we require. And that's why it is so unnerving, frustrating, and inexplicable that the Randolph Academy is so underutilized.
Double top plates.
They're still building for the future at the Philip Randolph Technical Center.
Becoming a journeyman.
10 years ago, 700 students were enrolled here, but today, fewer than 180 are preparing to enter the trades, barely 1/4 capacity. That's even though this 2-year program is the best path to a certified apprenticeship.
Not much people know about this school.
Because people aren't motivated to do work nowadays. It's gross to work with toilets and pipes, and you're a girl, you shouldn't be messing with all this. You get hurt.
Put it in reverse and crank it back the other way.
As DPS enrollment fell, so did Randolph's. Seats also emptied when jobs dried up in the recession. And there's a bias against vocational ed.
If your student attended a career tech, it didn't mean that they weren't going to college. If anything, they were going to be able to gain a skill that quite honestly could finance a college education.
The district is working on marketing Randolph more aggressively. It's forming an advisory board to work closer with the trade unions. They know continuing at these low enrollment levels may be a tough sell when the new board arrives. And they're also planning to take their kids on a field trip to the new arena.
So the kids can actually see, oh my goodness, if I finish this particular program, if I complete the program, that could be me out there working.
So we're also hearing from some schools that are saying that they may not be referring students to vocational ed because they don't want to harm their own enrollment numbers. That can be a challenge. But if you've got a child that likes to work with their hands, that believes that this might be for them, there's going to be an open house at Randolph, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday from 3 to 5. They can see the kind of programs being offered there and if it might be a good fit. We're live from the Fisher Freeway and the new Red Wings Arena. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Back to you.
Well, Guy, if it's hard to get students, I'm wondering how hard is it to get instructors right now?
Very good point, Devin. Yeah, their electrical program right now at Randolph is shuttered because they don't have an instructor. Why? Because demand for these skilled trades is so high, these folks aren't going into education. So the school system wants to point out they offer good benefits. You can still run your own business on the side in off-school hours and get some pretty good benefits and also be really impacting the lives of young people.
Boy, it's really interesting math all the way around. All right, Guy. Well, we've got some good news tonight for drivers in Michigan. The price of gas in our state has fallen by about 12 cents in just the last week.
According to AAA Michigan, the average price for unleaded is about $2.12 per gallon. That's 19 cents cheaper than this time a year ago. Gasoline is going for an average of $2.15 a gallon in the Metro Detroit area. That's down 11 cents over the last week.
Good to take that trip up north right now and look at the colors.
Yeah, the leaves
starting to
beautiful.
get right into the sweet spot here. Huh?
Even around here,
yeah,
it's looking fantastic.
Yeah.
But Mother Nature following the gas prices, just
going down.
Everything is going down. In fact, we were about 12 degrees cooler today than what we had yesterday. Look at those averages. If you didn't notice during the weekend, we have now come out of the 60s for average high temperatures. And it's now 59 as we continue that trek downward toward winter. 54 is what we ended up with today. So on the high side, we were below normal, but on the low side, we were actually above it. So it's going to go in the books as an above average day, despite the fact that we didn't have a whole lot in the way of sunshine until just about an hour ago as those clouds started to part and that sunshine worked its way in. Doesn't really help us out as far as warming us up. We're still at 53 and heading downward. In fact, with those clear skies tonight, that's going to allow those temperatures to really drop going into tomorrow morning. Northwest winds are at 13, so those are noticeable. And you can see how the clouds have started to thin. We should be mostly clear by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. That and some light winds mean it's going to be a little bit chilly waking up tomorrow morning, especially compared to where we started this morning at. High pressure on its way in is going to park itself right on top of us. And even though that doesn't sound all that appealing, it's actually going to keep things a little bit on the sunny side tomorrow. Not warming us up, though. We're still going to be cooler even with all that sunshine. And then midweek, things get wet. Low pressure center stays off to our south and west, but the moisture doesn't. So especially all day Wednesday and at least for part of Thursday, expecting to see a good dose of rain here in southeast Michigan. So breaking down those low temperatures tonight, what a switch. 38 in what are going to be our, one of our warmer spots by the time we head towards tomorrow morning, and those numbers even cooler the further outside of the metro zone you get. Awfully close to that freezing mark out in Adrian, Tecumseh, Blissfield. Onstead, you're going to be right around 33, 34. Same goes for that western edge of our west zone. Howell, Chelsea, Manchester, flirting with freezing by tomorrow morning. And at our north zone, slightly warmer, but not by much. A lot of mid-30s, and some of those inland areas will be just a little bit cooler. 32 there in Ortonville, Lapeer, and into North Branch. So otherwise, temperatures in the afternoon tomorrow only recovering to 50 degrees, and that's going to be with a good amount of sunshine. Winds will be slightly lighter out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as we get into the 7-day forecast, 40-degree highs on both Wednesday and Thursday with the clouds and showers around. Will come up closer to average, but we're going to spend all 5 days below that normal point all the way into Halloween next week. 56 is what we're expecting for trick or treat. As you see, Saturday, the big game.
Oh, yep.
Michigan State. We'll take a closer look at that forecast.
Looking like football weather, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Well, it is the single most dangerous place to let your baby sleep, and it's inside every home. Ahead in Good Health, the brand new guidelines aimed at eliminating a silent killer.
But coming up first, dash cam capturing a wild shootout with police. What the officer did as bullets started flying through his windshield. Next. Dashcam video captures the frightening moments as a high-speed police chase ends in gunfire near Fresno, California. A white Mazda sped away from a traffic stop, and someone in that Mazda began firing shots at the police cruiser. 2 of those shots hit the cruiser's windshield. A civilian riding with officers was learning about police work and was injured by the flying glass. 1 shot blew out a tire on the cruiser, and the chase had to end. The Mazda was, though, later found along with a pistol inside. For months, a small portion of the French port city of Calais has been called the jungle.
It is the site of a makeshift camp for thousands of migrants, and many of those migrants ended up in France after moving across Europe. Over the weekend, French authorities started dismantling the camp. Migrants stood in long lines waiting to be relocated, and the migrants who have lived at the camp have been given basically 2 choices: either seek asylum in France or return to their home country. It is a big merger that's raising a lot of eyebrows here.
Quite a marriage. AT&T and Time Warner say they're ready to partner up. The $85 million deal proposed between the two media giants was announced over the weekend, but it's already drawing scrutiny from the business world and consumers. The fear is that the deal would mean higher prices and fewer choices for Americans. But today, the CEOs of both companies were insisting the merger would only benefit consumers.
What you end up with is more of the burden being borne by advertising companies, less of it being borne by consumers.
The world of distribution and content is converging, and we need to move fast.
Merger is facing more scrutiny from federal regulators. They'll have to approve it before it could go through. Lawmakers' hearings on the deal expected to begin next month, but you can easily see this going well into next year.
New at 5:30.
Consumer Reports out with this new reliability study showing that as an industry, we have flatlined. We'll tell you about the new problems that could leave you stranded beside the road instead of rolling down it.
Donald Trump says he's winning. He says the polls that say otherwise are phony.
A woman minding her business just driving to work. A man speeding down a roadway runs through a red light. That's a recipe for tragedy. Coming up, an innocent life lost today.
Watch live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
It's a case of deadly speed. An innocent driver killed at this busy Detroit intersection. We are learning brand new details into that deadly crash this morning on Detroit's west side.
Take a look at the map. It happened at the intersection of Grand River and Oakman, a very heavily traveled intersection in the city. Let's bring in Steve Garagiola. Steve, an innocent driver lost her life there.
Well, this is absolutely a tragedy that did not need to happen. This was not a police chase, but you have a driver who was speeding along a city street and ran a red light, and an innocent life is taken. The crash happened at about 11 this morning. Brenda Carmichael driving northbound on Oakman at the intersection of Grand River. A second car sped eastbound on Plymouth Road and ran through a red light, hitting the woman's car broadside. The victim died at the scene. She was apparently just driving to work.
She was the party girl, you know, she was the life of the party. Anytime we would get together, we would always have fun because Brenda was there.
The driver who caused the crash is hospitalized in critical condition. There is no answer yet why he was driving so fast or why he ran that red light. All that is certain is that an innocent victim lost her life today.
She was a good friend. I wouldn't trade her for the world. I wouldn't trade her for the world. I'm just sad that she's gone. Really, I really am.
Yeah, her friends told me that she worked at Comerica Park and at Ford Field. She had worked at the Super Bowl. That was one of the thrills of her life. And today she was just driving to work, and absolutely an innocent victim. Back to you.
Horrendous, Steve. Have we got any word on charges?
Well, we have no information yet about that driver other than he is hospitalized in critical condition. Yeah. And there is, until they talk to him and do a little more investigation, charges are pending, but I think we can certainly expect some here.
Yeah. All right, Steve. A shooting on a college campus leaves a student wounded.
But the search continues for the gunman. It happened around 2:30 in the morning Sunday inside the dorm on the campus of Davenport University near Grand Rapids. Investigators say a fight broke out between several students and 4 people who do not attend the school. Shots were fired and a bullet went through a wall and hit a student who was sleeping.
Anytime you've got someone discharging a weapon inside of a building, the consequences for that can be horrific. And we're doing what we can to support that student and any of the students involved.
Fortunately, the student was hit in the hand. No one else was injured. Meantime, campus safety said the gunman fled the campus after the shooting. Police are now searching for information that will lead to that person's arrest.
Also today, we're learning more about that deadly tour bus crash that happened in California early Sunday morning.
13 people were killed and 31 injured when the bus rear-ended a truck near Palm Springs. The bus was returning to Los Angeles from a casino trip. Highway maintenance work had slowed traffic to 5 miles an hour when the bus crashed into the rear of a semi. The impact knocked out the truck driver.
Impact just, hit me from behind, and
I just blacked out for a minute. I'm blessed to be alive.
The speed of the bus was so significant that when it hit the back of the big rig, the trailer itself entered about 15 feet into the bus.
The bus driver was among those killed. It's not known if alcohol, drugs, or driver fatigue played a role in the crash.
Donald Trump says it is, and this is the quote, phony polls that are showing him in trouble in the race for the White House, threatening to drag down fellow Republicans. Steve Handelsman is at the Capitol tonight as the last push for the presidency is now underway. Steve?
Devin, encouraged by the polls, Hillary Clinton now figures she can spend more time helping Democrats win more seats up here on Capitol Hill, while her opponent charges that part of what he describes as a rigged election is phony polls. Defiant or in denial, Donald Trump today in Florida.
I believe we're actually winning. Now, the press, I believe we're...
Two polls do show him ahead nationally, but Trump trails by 12 in the new ABC News poll, trails by 6 in an average of national polls. And in battleground states, Trump is closer ahead only in Iowa, Ohio, and Florida. Phony polls, Trump tweeted. The media rigging the race.
You see these phony polls and rig the media, they can wield absolute power over your life, your economy, and your country.
Senate and House Republicans don't buy that, concerned they could go down with Trump.
What they worry about is that we get stuck for 4 or 5 days on some extraneous issue that's generated from some statement that Donald Trump makes.
Hillary Clinton was in New Hampshire with Senator Elizabeth Warren taking advantage of Trump's insult at the last debate.
We nasty women are going to march our nasty feet to cast our nasty votes to get you out of our lives forever.
Clinton boosted New Hampshire Senate candidate Maggie Hassan, who leads GOP incumbent Kelly Ayotte.
And unlike her opponent, she has never been afraid to stand up to Donald Trump.
Down in Florida, early voting has begun with 2 weeks till the ballots are tallied. Hillary Clinton feels confident enough now, aides say, to spend more time helping Democrats try to win majorities up here in Congress. From Capitol Hill, Steve Handelsman, Local 4.
All right, Steve, an interesting side note here. Idaho Republican Senator Mike Crapo revoked his endorsement of Donald Trump earlier this month, but when asked who he will vote for in the election today, he said he'll vote for Donald Trump.
Consumer Reports is out with their list of the most reliable cars, and 2 hybrids top the list for the most reliable. First up, Toyota Prius got top marks along with the Lexus CT200H. Then on the other end of the spectrum, the Cadillac Escalade is listed and Ford Focus were named as least reliable. Let's bring in Guy Gordon, who was at today's announcement. And Guy, industry-wide cars aren't getting any more reliable.
Well, you know what's so surprising, Karen? We saw dramatic improvement for so many years, but things have really kind of flattened out. We have just as many problems as we had just a few years ago. Not the same ones, maybe not a suspension or engine that'll leave you on the side of the road, but an electronic problem. And today's report held marvelous news for one domestic automaker. Buick has become the first domestic brand to crack the top 3 in 35 years of this survey, following Lexus and Toyota. It's a huge win for GM's premium brand that was on the cusp of extinction less than 10 years ago.
More importantly, it reflects that their consumers are happy, and that is really what's going to get improved sales.
Here's another first. Consumer Reports is no longer recommending the new Honda Civic because of much worse than average reliability. Honda and other automakers are paying a steep price for innovation. New 9-speed and CVT transmissions and increasingly complicated infotainment systems are leaving owners confused and dissatisfied.
5 years ago, there were very few transmission problems. Now with the new technology, we're seeing more. We're seeing more power equipment and in-car electronics problems. 5-10 years ago, we didn't see that.
And once again, Fiat Chrysler was Consumer Reports' whipping boy. Ram truck was the least reliable by brand, followed by Fiat, Chrysler, and Dodge. All 4 at the bottom.
We've seen they're getting out of some of the cars that they make, small cars, mid-sized cars. So this is a huge challenge for them, and it's kind of hard to understand why they have not been able to fix some of these problems.
it's not for lack of trying. They've had 3 quality chiefs at FCA in the past 2 years. So they are paying a high price, the automakers are, for innovation, but there's only one price that's higher, and that's not innovating at all. Stephanie Brinley says it's the one way you can really differentiate your brand from others, but also it's a way that you can get a head start on fixing the problems that your competitor has not. We're live. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Karen and Devin, back to you.
All in real time these days. Yeah, all right, Guy.
Well, Tom Hayden, whose radical views helped spur the anti-Vietnam War movement in the 60s, has died.
Died yesterday at the age of 76 in Santa Monica due to complications from a stroke. You may not know that Tom Hayden was born in Royal Oak, attended the University of Michigan, and took an active role in political causes there, including the civil rights movement. Hayden's personal life included his 17-year marriage to actress Jane Fonda. Meanwhile, his career saw him overcoming anti-war backlash to be elected to the California Senate.
Despite how you feel, a very interesting man, to say the least. Well, it is a really cool program helping to fix a decades-old problem for Detroit high school students.
It's called Colleges Application Week, and it is arming students with all the help they need to make the leap from high school graduate to college student. Our Evrod Cassimy was there as students were getting a crash course on everything from picking the right school to submitting the perfect application.
Today marks the start of College Application Week here at King High School, as well as many other DPS Community District high schools. The students are getting help in preparing for their college future. Wendell Williams is taking charge of her future, attending an assembly for seniors with University of Michigan recruiters today during College Application Week. She already has her major decided and one day hopes to become an entrepreneur.
I've been applying for schools in Michigan and in Tennessee. I'm deciding on where I want to go. I'm studying business.
During this week, many colleges are waiving application fees. DPS high schools will host college information workshops, help students with their application process, and educate families about financial aid.
We've been having a lot of different events trying to help us get into college. They just tell us our grades, test scores, attitude, being focused.
It's just the help Tyrese Johnson needs. He wants to major in broadcast communications and is getting good advice on getting accepted into the right university.
Most of us are scared. Some of our parents haven't actually went to college, so we just don't know where to go from here. So it just takes some relief off of our shoulders.
Then, on what's known as Decision Night, 30 colleges, universities, and the U.S. Navy will visit Renaissance High School to help students there prepare for their college careers. They'll even be encouraged to complete a minimum of 3 college applications.
If they don't come to show us what we need to do, we won't know, and we're going to go in there just not knowing, looking crazy.
We're all destined for greatness. We all have equal opportunities, so why not take them?
And in addition to this, you might remember the creation of the Detroit Promise Zone Authority, which would provide free 2-year scholarships to Detroit resident graduates to 5 participating community colleges. In Detroit, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
All right, Evrod. It's one thing to get stuck with the bill for, say, a dinner of 4.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
no fun.
What if you got stuck with the bill for an entire NFL team?
Ahead here at 5:30, the very real proof that football players really can eat you out of house and home.
Also, it's not your average car fire. The one thing inside this RV that had fire crews issuing an alert over what was being released into the air.
But first, the most dangerous places for your infant to sleep. The brand new guidelines out today aimed at ending sudden infant deaths. That's next.
Coming up on Local 4 News today, tomorrow, counting down to decision day. Did you know tomorrow is going to be officially 2 weeks away from the election? So we are going to give you the very latest on the presidential election as well as prepare you for those big local races.
Plus, focusing on fresh, non-traditional ingredients. See the local gourmet pizza place that also wants you to hang out in their living room. It's Tasty Tuesday.
Oh, does that pizza look good? We'll also keep you updated every 10 minutes on the 4s with weather and traffic. See you from 4:30 to 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Jeopardy! New at 6.
Even just the back quarter panel, you know this is high-end automotive engineering and design.
These are luxury cars. This isn't your daily driver.
And it turns out they're going to be designing this and much more right here in Metro Detroit. Where and who? Ahead.
All right, Rod, plus victories against vandalism. Wait until you see what used to be on these buildings.
And good health tonight. New guidelines to keep babies safe while they sleep. About 3,500 babies die during their sleep each year in the U.S. Today, the American Academy of Pediatrics released new recommendations to reduce the risk for SIDS and other sleep-related infant deaths.
This is one of the most dangerous places for a baby to sleep.
If I had to choose one place where I would never want a baby to sleep, it would be on a couch or a sofa.
That's because babies can easily become trapped between cushions or underneath a sleeping adult. The Hankey family's son Charlie died while sleeping on his father's chest on the sofa.
The one time he wasn't in his crib was that horrible night.
And while bed sharing is dangerous, room sharing can reduce the risk of SIDS by half. In the new guidelines, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends babies sleep in a crib or bassinet in the parent's bedroom for at least the first 6 months and up to age 1. The only thing that should be in the baby's bed is the baby. No bumpers, blankets, pillows, or stuffed animals. For the first time, the guidelines specifically recommend skin-to-skin contact just after birth.
We know that skin-to-skin helps encourage breastfeeding, and breastfeeding is protective against sleep-related death.
The Hankey family hopes sharing Charlie's story can help save other babies.
It can happen to anyone, and that is why it's so important to follow these recommendations for each and every sleep, at nap time and at nighttime.
After mom and baby get into a good breastfeeding routine, the guidelines also recommend giving babies a pacifier while they sleep. That too has been shown to reduce the risk for sleep-related deaths.
That's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Oh, I can't.
I know, yeah.
Well, it's a football tradition that's supposed to be fun and games. They set out that way. Well, the Dallas Cowboys had their annual rookie team dinner at a local steakhouse, then left the new guys with the bill.
Jaw-dropping would cover it. The team racked up a tab of, can you see the bottom there?
Yeah.
$54,494.59. The items included $100 margaritas.
I don't even know how.
I don't.
It was fancy tequila.
$100 cuts of steak. We are told, however, that many of the veteran players did chip in for their own meals. Can we assume that I'm looking for a place.
I want to know that
the tip is already included.
Well,
right?
I would assume so.
Because that would be another
Could you even
fat layer on there.
imagine?